idea of personalization. What is personalization? Have you ever really stopped to think about why we're doing this? And these are both definitions from Wikipedia. And the first one, is, I think at the heart of personalization, obviously, is this notion of personal or personality. And that's the combination of emotional, attitudinal, and behavioral response patterns of an individual. And it's what makes us unique as individuals. And personalization is the use of technology to accommodate those differences between individuals. And I think that the challenge is, personalization is largely perception. What I find unique and different and relevant in an email communication might be different than what someone else finds. If you look at this picture on the right, everybody sees something different the first time they look at this picture. Do you see a gold chalice? Do you see an old man and an old woman staring at each other, two faces? Or do you see two guys sitting down and one of them's playing a guitar? I think that's the issue that you have to think about when you start kind of amassing all of these communications with your prospects is, one type of personalized technique may work very well for one person and not for another. And so I think if we back up and look at why are we doing this, of primary concern for, I know, everybody on the phone is, well, we want to capture mind share. We know that if we're not relevant and mass emails are going to the inbox, people are going to ignore us. And we want to capture mind share because we want to improve click-through rates and conversion and ultimately capture revenue. I mean, that's really the goal here. But I think there are some secondary benefits that we don't talk about as much or think about as marketers with personalization. And, it can create a brand perception, a personalized engagement and dialogue with customers or even prospects changes your reputation and your perception as a brand. I mean, I think that all of us can think about organizations we've interacted with that at one time or another we thought, geez, this is I have a personal relationship with this company. I expect them to send me something that is personalized. And it's also about reputation. Do your prospects actually anticipate that kind of interaction with you and building that dialogue? So if we look at what's at the heart of effective personalization, I call this the 3 R's of personalization. What's really the key to effective personalization? I think first and foremost it's about being relevant. So what do we mean by relevance? Well, it's about being timely. It's that right message, right time, right place. It's a communication that's based on why and not what. And what do I mean by that? Well, it's not that your widget has 5 flashy features and a black dial. It's why your widget has 5 flashy features and a black dial. What is it that you're doing for your prospects? What problem are you solving? Does that resonate with them? They don't care about the what. I mean, in general, none of us do. Although we're all guilty of creating campaigns that are very much feature-oriented or what-oriented, and they should not be. Is it perceived as personal? I mean, if it's relevant, it should be perceived as, that resonates with me. And I think it should be preference-based. I think in general, we should be communicating with people who have basically opted in or said, yes, I want to receive email communications from you, or I expect certain interactions from you as a brand. Secondly, I think it needs to be reactive to be effective engagement with personalization. And, it needs to be triggered by an engagement. We call this a dialogue, and that's for good reason, because we need people to actually actively say, yes, I want communication, and we need to react to their behavior. So good personalization will look at, is someone visiting a website, what kind of content are they viewing, and how can we engage them based on the kind of content through business rules. And then finally, reputable. I think to be personalized effectively, to personalize an email campaign effectively, you have to establish a connection. I mean, are you a true, reputable, trusted interaction or location for this individual? Do they expect that kind of an interaction from your brand? And, the issue there is, I don't want someone to walk up to me on the street and say, hey, Ian Michaels, you've got a credit score of 500 and your dog just died, and I don't know this person. Same thing goes with personalization. You got to be careful. It's at what level do you go at, and is it expected from your organization as part of the brand?